Last week at the Sydney Sweeney 160 in Michigan, there was intense, moist, in-your-face racing action. During the first round of pit stops, however, fans of Albert Einstein held their collective breath as he was sent skyward during a nasty wreck that in the post-race he said had him questioning all of his theories on relativity. During a few more caution periods in the middle of the race, Mark Martin made a boner Hall of Fame decision and stayed out while everyone fueled up, setting up for a flaccid finish as he ended up having to top off his fuel late in the race, clearing the way for Bob Vila to feel the euphoria wash over him of winning the big race. And with that, Clarence, the Craftsman Truck Series rolls on, sir.
Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
Threw some Jimmy Stewart at you there. America's heartland is known for three things: the wind sweeping off the plains, modestly clad women frolicking in the meadows, twirling their dresses around and reading their favorite poems, and hot racing action of NASCAR. The Craftsman Truck Series is here in Kansas for the 19th race of the season. Of course, it's the Mountain Dew Code Red 160. All right, we're set up for 107 laps around Kansas, 30 lap fuel window, pit window, one random caution. Let's send it down to Andre on pit road, see if he has anything for us here, Andre.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Billy Ocean on the pole. Those top 11 drivers in the field, of course, is a reminder of the just horrifying wreck that happened at Michigan. Everyone made it out alive, so that's good. But the driver to watch today might be Dorothy. She's starting P33. This is her home track, and there was some speculation on whether or not she was going to actually get in the truck today. There are some tornadoes in the area, but the National Weather Service has said the skies are clear. We're good to go. Hey, I'm going to start that Bee Gees clock for you.
Okay, the pace truck is off. Stay on your toes there.
All right, thanks, Andre.
Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green.
Yeah, not surprised about the Dorothy news there. But she's got to suck it up. I mean, that Ron Guay team, they don't have a backup driver.
Inside. Still there.
Mark Martin recently voted the most attractive driver in NASCAR, is starting P18.
Still there.
That was a fan poll.
Clear, clear.
And we have a white truck already on pit road. What is this?
Still there.
Pete Rose, you dumbass.
Clear, clear.
He's coming. He's no idea what's happening with Pete Rose. That might be an early DNF for probably the biggest turd in the field. Just a no-name ass turd. So it's either a DNF or something weird that happened on the start.
Truck up higher.
The drama has already begun here at Kansas.
Still there. Stay low. Truck up top. Stay low. Truck up
Yeah,
top.
this Kansas is
Clear up top.
much faster than the one we ran in our first fictional season.
Truck up higher.
But it's the same Kansas. I just went into the INI files and made the grip, gave it more grip.
Truck up top.
Had to tune it in again after that, but
Stay low.
because to be honest, I think I missed the mark on the first time I tuned this in.
Stay low.
I think I mentioned one random caution.
Still there. Stay low.
Pete Rose one lap down. I don't know.
Still there.
I'm really confused about that because he... I don't know, actually. He must have pitted right behind me and I just didn't see it. Mark Martin making waves here early. Gaining 5 spots. I am using my my voice spotter pack, which is probably going to be the last time I use it, because yeah, it doesn't sound like me, but I know it's me, so I'm just like, bleh.
Still there.
I have changed a few things after we ran Michigan. I heard some things I wanted to change. Just some things that don't really, you know, they don't hit the same notes every time you hear them. Like,
Still there.
like when you get a good pit stop, I yelled that, you know, that pro bowler, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Clear up top.
That was funny when I heard it, and then it's like, do I have to hear that every time I have a good pit stop? No. So I just changed that to a, "Go get him, boys, nice stop," or something.
Truck up top. Clear up top. Truck up higher.
And then I got rid of the clear, come out. Got rid of that, because that got tiresome hearing that, and I just changed that to like
You
a,
are in fuego today.
I just changed that to a clear.
Truck up top.
And then I also changed the, oh, Bee Gees, hang on.
Stay low.
All right, almost wrecked Fleetwood Mac again. Looking at my phone to turn off the Bee Gees. But there was also that one line, you got the best crew chief in the business. I changed that because that got old quick. Plus, it didn't really fit the situation that it played. And I think the top 20 call out was grab your sack and compete. And I changed that too. Just some funny things we heard for the first time that aren't going to make it into the final pack. But this is pretty much the finalized version. I don't know if you've heard under caution when I'm like, get behind the whatever truck. And I'll make a point to stress that if we get when we get a caution here, because we'll get a random caution here, but I might re-record all the truck numbers, because if you've heard me talk about this pack before in doing the spotter packs,
You got a rocket ship today, big boy.
the trickiest parts are the lines that span across 2 or 3 files. And when you're in the pacing line, get behind the blank car is 3 separate files. Get behind or come around is 1 file. The word "the" is its own file. And then 26 truck, for example, would be the 3rd file that plays in a row. And that's why it always sounds wonky no matter what spotter pack you have. But there's a way around that for the most part. Like, you can just say, you know, speak into a microphone and say, come around the 26 truck, and you can go in and splice the come around and you can splice those into 2 separate files, and that'll be fine, except the get around has to splice at the perfect spot as well, and that's tough to really nail down. But then when you say, hey, come around the 26 truck, the inflection in your voice on 26 truck, you have to use that for all the truck numbers, which,
Oh, we got a yellow.
oh, never mind.
Yellow.
Well, not never mind, but,
Big and race back to the stripe.
so we'll hear me say,
Road
get
is
behind the
closed.
26 here.
Okay, we're under caution there. Whoa, we're up. Get behind the 26 truck.
Get behind the 26 truck. But I think I could change that to be just how I was talking just now. 26 truck. Something like that. which wouldn't sound awful, but then that the is just longer than any human being says the word the. It's like, get behind the 26 truck. Like, it's almost like a downbeat, like a quarter note. The, get behind the 26. I don't know. Those are the problems you deal with when
man, pit road is open for business.
doing making a spotter pack. Meanwhile, hey, pit stops, random caution.
Keep it under 4.5, 45, 3,500 in second. The pace truck on the front stretch.
They should be full pit stops all the way around. Pete Rose might be staying out though and getting the lead. But no, he would be an idiot if he did that. That'd be a Mark Martin move.
They're going to stop you at the end of pit road there. We're filling her all the way up. Roger that. The pace truck in turn 1.
Nice open pit road here.
The pace truck in turn 2. Go, go, go. Get going there. Keep it under 4.5, 45, 3,500 in second. Hey, watch your speed there. 3,500 in second. The pace truck on the back straight. Clear pit lane. Get going there. Get behind the 46 truck.
The 46 truck. I think the can be shortened. And I actually nailed that kind of transition with my friend's spotter pack, but I can't really nail it down with mine yet.
Merge when you can.
All right, there's no real good landmark for me to choose to sync up the replays. This is a long restart leading up to the green flag. But let's throw it down to Andre, see what he has about those pit stops.
Yeah, Steve, a few things. One, NASCAR looked at the Pete Rose incident before the race, and if that was a YouTube commenter, we would have restarted the race. But since it's AC Racing and he's a turd, as you said, we're going to keep the race going. Keep an eye on Smokey the Bear. PBS Sports will probably throw a snapshot up a few laps after the restart here.
Okay, the pace truck is off. Stay on your toes there.
But Smokey the Bear has lost a ton of positions. And also on this restart, your mom said she is worried about Mark Martin loosening up her rear end. Your mom says her rear end is tight right now, but she's worried about Mark Martin loosening her rear end. That's it for me. Back to you. We're green already. Here, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Andre. You gotta throw that back to me before we go green. Yeah, interesting tidbit of info from Andre there. Because the replays showed that Pete Rose fell out of the pacing line before the start, which would merit a restart.
Clear.
But NASCAR has determined Pete Rose is a turd, and it doesn't matter. I'll tell you what, it's gonna be funny when I forget to change the pitch on that voice when I do it, because it's gonna happen. Billy Ocean, the pole sitter, in the lead. Not a huge surprise. And it looks like we did loosen your mom up a little bit. She's on the top line getting pushed back. Just a train being run on her, really. Fleetwood Mac shaking in their boots with Mark Martin behind them. They call Mark Martin the Intimidator. A few more laps here, and we will do a field snapshot, so you can finally see where your trucks are at. But you may have gotten a good idea on the the innovative pit road cam that PBS Sports uses. I'm thinking about also just not even showing my view during those pit stops, like during a caution, because it's like we get it. I don't know.
Stay low. Clear.
Mr. Miyagi is a dominant force today. He just got around Billy Ocean. Next time by on the backstretch, we'll throw up a field snapshot so you can see where your favorite drivers are running right now.
Truck up high. Still there.
And nothing really standing out in the field snapshot here from the
Clear.
standings I just took a quick look at. Andre mentioned Smokey the Bear, and he has dropped. I think he started near me, so that was just something that caught my eye. Tell you what, I'm able to take advantage of them running side by side here, and I'm able to catch up to them and make passes. But when it goes single file, I don't really have it. But we do have some side-by-side stuff action. Yeah, some side-by-stuff action racing going on up front. Colonel Nathan Jessup is P4. This is his race, Mountain Dew. Hoping for a win out of him. But it just seems like you cannot take the lead from Mr. Miyagi this race. He's just locked in. Zen. He's in Zen mode. Brute Blimp looking good up in the sky today. Giving you some excellent shots. So I think that those pit stops were on lap. It was near when I wanted to do a snapshot. So it's probably around lap 16, 17. So we'll say 17. I think I called out the laps to go on the restart and I forget. But I'm already thinking about the next round of stops, which would be around lap 47, I'd say. Oh, wow. And that's going to be 60 to go. We might be right on a window here now. Wasn't even thinking of that. Yet another, like, there's no way for me to even script that. Like, of course, I could always just hit the key to bring out a caution with the random caution thing. But I don't do that. It's just an unbelievable number of splash and go situations we've had this season. And hell, that can come, if that was even like my grand plan or whatever, that could even come back to bite me, because my rule is that I'll just pick a truck near me at the time and say, okay, if they do a splash and go, we have to too. We have to also. And that could benefit me or really screw me over. think I'm sizing up Dwight Schrute here. Maybe he was just, yeah. I was thinking I had speed to get around Dwight Schrute, but I think he was just slow because Oscar the Grouch is slow. And then hopefully we both can get around him. And Albert Einstein's coming up behind me as well. Oscar the Grouch is in trouble.
Truck outside. Still there. Clear, clear. Truck up high there. Stay low. Truck up top. Clear, clear.
And keeping an eye in the rear view. It looks like, yeah, looks like Oscar the Grouch did fall in front of Albert Einstein, so he did not get hung out back there. With 73 laps to go here at Kansas, Mr. Miyagi still holding his finger trap hold on the lead. Billy Ocean's up there. The Hulkster is up there. Dwight Schrute running top 5. Mark Martin, yours truly, P6. Bigfoot snuck into the top 10, and so has your mom. We are back here at Kansas. 62 laps to go. Pit stops coming up. Mountain Dew code red 160. Programming note, stay tuned for an all-new episode of Empires. Today's episode is about the Roman Empire. Oh, we got pit stops already. Never mind. Dwight Schrute going in. I'll go in.
Truck up high there.
Hey, Empire, look at those aqueducts over there.
Keep it under
That's
4,
Empire
5,
after today's
45,
race
3,500 in second.
on PBS.
Hey, watch your speed there. 3,500 in second.
All right, good stop. Miscalculated the pit window there. I was going to do a field snapshot coming back as well, but we'll grab a snapshot after pit stops.
The leader is now on pit road.
Shut up.
Go, go, go. Get going there. Clear pit lane. Get going there.
See if I can catch up to Dwight. I was running with Dwight before the pit stops.
Bird when you can. The leader is now on pit road.
Thanks, buddy. The leader is now on pit road. All right, these are all the Hulkster. I'm passing the Hulkster. I'm going to be P4, maybe P3, depending on how well we can get around Billy Ocean here. He's just not up to speed yet. Holding up Dwight Schrute, so we're going to take the spot from Dwight Schrute.
Okay, keep after it. Boy, this racing stuff is fun, ain't it? Stay low. Next truck is the leader, big man. Do what you got to do. Stay low. Clear, clear.
Billy Ocean's just not up to speed right now.
Stay low. Truck up top. Stay low. Clear up top.
Mark Martin now just has to track down Mr. Miyagi.
Find your rhythm and stay after it here, boss. Next truck is the leader, big man. Do what you got to do.
This difficulty is so weird. Because it seems like I'm catching him, and then I don't. But then I will and pass him. Field snapshot here. A couple things to look at, or a couple things I saw that hopefully I remember to talk about. Bob Vila started P40 here after his last two really good finishes, and he's into the middle of the pack now, P21. Edward Scissorhands not on the same trajectory, still in the 30s there. And how about Hank Hill, the Phil Siborowski truck I've been mentioning a few times. He's made his way up into the top 10 after these pit stops. And then we also have, there was something else going on. Alex Trebek not keeping pace with Joe Dirt this race. They were pretty sure they were tied coming into this race in the points and started near each other, so. That's all I got. Now it's just a matter of pit stops coming near the end of the race. Which those pit stops were on lap 46. So the next round will be at 76, 86, 96, 106. So hold your sack, as they say. It's going to be setting up for yet another splash and go finish.
Truck under you, stay high. Still there.
Got to give Dwight Schrute room to breathe
Still
here.
there.
Bigfoot on the charge.
Stay high.
I had noticed he snuck into the top 10 going to commercial.
Clear down low.
And here he is. He's probably on a mission to the front, so I'm going to try to get behind him. In Billy Ocean. Yeah, I'm not really calling out all the owner names
Hey,
as
he's
much.
showing the cross flag there.
3 wide, be careful here.
Home, big man.
Because
Truck outside.
this late into the season, we know, if you've been following along and you're an owner, you know who a lot of these owners are.
Clear up top.
Especially with a visual reminder now of throwing up the points early on in the race. And you can, and talking about them at the end,
Clear up top.
you can get a good feel on who's driving for who. Who?
Save your tires here, but keep hustling.
Billy Ocean making a move on Bigfoot. But Billy Ocean is slow. If I go to the high, I gotta pass him. Because I go to the high side, John Denver and Dwight Schrute were gonna pass me.
Stay low, truck up top. Clear up top.
Mr. Miyagi's loving this out in the lead. Jumping back into the action with 42 to go. I skipped a few laps there. Bigfoot has rapidly caught up to Mr. Miyagi, and he's sizing him up to make a pass. And they've kind of left all of us in the dust. We're about 10 laps from yet another round of pit stops. Yeah, nothing really sticking out in these standings either. Hank Hill still hanging out in the top 10. Smokey the Bear still back in the 30s.
Still there.
Billy Ocean making a move on me now.
Still there. Stay high.
With Dwight Schrute and John Denver in
Still
tow.
there. Truck under you. Stay high.
I'm guessing that's Oscar the Grouch behind us, and I don't want him to catch up and pass me as well.
Stay high. Clear, clear.
But yeah, with Billy Ocean with this surge, I'm going to see if I can hang with him to the front. Because Bigfoot has kind of stalled. He caught up to Mr. Miyagi, and that's been it. Mr. Miyagi win here will definitely lift the spirits of the Bryce Garage. Haven't had a lot to celebrate. Tell you what, I definitely lose my tires at the end of the run, but at the same time, this was really the first run where I wasn't really racing anyone the entire run. I was just running laps. And I can tend to miss my marks and use up my tires more when I don't have a truck, babysitting me around the track, really. And if my math is right, this final run coming up is going to be a splash and go at the very end. So keeping the tires is going to be extra important, even though it's only going to be like one extra lap on the tires. And hell, I may have even missed the mark. It might not even be 30 laps here. It might be like 28 or something. I don't know, but I'm definitely slower at the very end of the run here. Thankfully, they're racing side by side behind me. And not putting me out to pasture with the cows here in Kansas. But they're coming for me again now. Boy, I really lost them. But thankfully, right on the window. Getting close to the window here. I don't want to lose any more track position. We may see pit stops this lap. I'm not 100% sure, however. Not seeing anything weird yet. Damn it.
Stay high. Still there. Stay high.
Oh, this is going to be dicey.
3 wide. Hold her line.
Why are we 3 wide right now?
Truck inside there. Truck under you. Stay high. Truck under you. Stay high. Still there.
Wednesday Adams out of nowhere. The
You're on
Matt
the
Geiger
top,
truck.
3 wide.
Hank
Truck
Hill.
inside
Come
there.
on, Hank
Truck under
Hill.
you. Stay high. You're on the top. 3 wide.
Boy.
Truck inside there. You're on the top. 3 wide. Inside. Inside.
Man,
Still
I was
there.
just cucked by the entire field pretty much. Okay, wait a minute. Pit stops. Something's going on here.
Stay high.
Yes, sir.
Clear down low. Truck outside. Stay low. Clear, clear.
So I have to figure out a way to manage my tires better on the last run, or this is going to happen all over again at the end of the race. Just get teabagged in the final 2 laps.
The leader is now on pit road. 4.5 is the speed limit. 45. 3,500 in second.
Pit road is a frenzy right now. Good stop right here. Let's go. These stops are so long.
Go, go, go. Get going there. Keep it under 4.5. 45. 3,500 in second. Hey, watch your speed there. 3,500 in second. Clear pit lane. Get going there.
All right, I'm with Hank Hill and Nathan Jessup like I was before stops. McGruber, he was in the teens before pit stops, and he's ahead of me now, so he must have had
Merge when you can.
a banger of a pit stop.
The leader is now on pit road.
And I'm already in tire conservation mode. That's where I'm at right now.
Keep after it here. Let's go. We got the best driver in the business, baby.
Like, I'm not even trying to make a pass on Jessup. I'm just being an absolute coward and kind of just drafting with him. Because the big picture goal here is to get a good finish and then be able to double it up with a good finish at Talladega or at Daytona.
You are in fuego today. I think we got the truck to beat today. Truck up high there.
I'm really taking her easy.
Stay low. Truck up top. Stay low. Clear up top.
Bigfoot has come out with the lead during these pit stops. Something must have happened with Mr. Miyagi. And that's dumb man low. He's looking... other than Jacob and Deanna, where Deanna won 2 races in a row with Oscar the Grouch, I'm trying to think if there's been 2 consecutive race wins for a team owner. McGruber up to P4. Let's not sleep on McGruber. We don't talk about McGruber ever. That's a B-Spinny truck. He has Dwight Schrute up here in P6 as well. McGruber's one of those Pete Rose turds that he just doesn't make any noise. Yeah, right now I'm running P9. I would love to finish this in top 10. And the way to do that is basically not to make any passes here, not to use up the tires. Kind of just go with the flow. I'm sticking with my teammate here. Whatever he does, I do. I could make a attempt at a pass here, and I guess I have to. Like, I'm just faster right now.
Stay low, truck up top. Clear up top.
As long as I'm sexy about it and not use up my tires, I should be able to survive the final few laps here. And speaking of which, I won't have to do a splash and go. Like, this seems like it's a good steady 30 laps. And I was pitting with 29 to go. I'm able to make it. I'm not even worried about, quote unquote, staying fair and playing ball, because I know I can make it.
Okay, we're hitting the home stretch here. 20 laps to go.
Thank you, spotter / crew chief. I think I mentioned in a video what I want to do is have, like, splice or combine, I guess, merge my spotter pack and my friend's spotter pack, so you have two different voices giving out the spotter and the crew chief call outs. Never before done in an NR2003 sound pack. To my knowledge. Bigfoot out to a 2-second lead on Mr. Miyagi right now. Yeah, Miyagi was doing hot early, and I don't know. Bigfoot just taking care of business. We saw he had a pretty fast truck on that one run. No DNFs, no smokers in the back, just Marie Antoinette and Godzilla. Oh, poor Godzilla. Back at that's a Dumb Man Low truck. He's Bigfoot's teammate, same team owner, but
keep plucking that chicken, keep digging.
Dwight Schrute making a power move on Hank Hill. And I don't want to run side. I don't want to run. Actually, I do. I do want to run side by side here for a while because it's going to save my tires. I'm not worried about. I'm not going to win the race.
Truck up high.
I'm just worried about not losing those spots at the end of the race, and I keep talking about it because I have to keep reminding myself that that's the strategy.
Stay low, truck up top. Clear up top.
Tires looking pretty good right now, but
Truck up
I don't know.
high. Stay low. Stay low, truck up top. Stay low. Clear up top.
But I got to make this pass because I got
Truck outside.
a whole gaggle of trucks behind me, and the big problem here too is us racing side by
Stay low,
side.
truck up top. Clear up
Even
top.
though I just said I wanted to, that's going to let the next group of trucks maybe catch us, and then if worse comes to worse and I lose my tires at the end of the run, that's going to be 3 or 4 more spots I lose. So this is
Drive smart here. Nice and smooth, babe.
that's actually very sound advice at this point in time. Oh, I feel like the tires just gave a little bit when the with NR2003, when the tires wear, it's not like a gradual thing. It's just one lap. It'll make a little bit of a jump to go down to the next like stage of wear, I guess. And I've run the game enough that I can feel when it happens, and I felt it a little bit there. Pretty nervous about these final laps. Got a field snapshot coming up. Field snapshot with 12 laps to go. Bob Vila, that's a dumb man load truck. We talked about his good finishes recently. He's up to P12. Starting P40 here. Man, holy shit. I mean, he can maybe sneak into the top 10 here. And then there's a definite possibility of getting a top 10 at Talladega no matter where you start. So that's something to keep an eye on. Hank Hill still hanging out in the top 10. We were just racing with him a while ago. Not seeing anything else major. Turd Ferguson for Bryce.
10 more laps to go. 10 to go.
He's stopped. Oh, we got pit stops here. Hang on. Who is on pit road here?
Next truck is the leader.
That was Bigfoot. Bigfoot had to pit. I'm not sure if that's a splash and go or if that was just an unscheduled wham bam thank you ma'am kind of tire situation. I'm not sure. Andre, do you have anything?
Not yet. Back to you.
Save your tires.
Thanks, Andre. You would think Andre the Giant on pit road would actually, know what's going on there. Now I'm getting nervous. Basically because if everybody pits, I'm going to have to pit. We got another truck on pit road. I'm trying to remember, who did I pit with? Nathan Jessup. And he's behind me right now. So if he pits, I'll have to pit. I just got to keep this equal, That'll just be heartbreak for Bigfoot. Dumb man low. Even though he's just coming off a win. Dumb man low is with Bob Vila. All right, 7 laps to go, and I'm feeling these guys coming at me now. This is the sum of all fears. I did my best during this run not to use up my tires. And 1 and 2, I have a nice little jump on them, and then 3 and 4, they grab me. So who was the other truck that pitted? Bigfoot? Maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Oh, see. No. I don't think Bigfoot pitted. Or I don't think that was a splash and go for Bigfoot. Or let's go to Andre. He'll explain it.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Basically, the leader was in front of Mark Martin there. And if Bigfoot had pitted, A, Mark Martin would have seen it, and B, Mark Martin would have gotten the call out that the leader had pitted.
5 laps to go.
So instead, it looked like Bigfoot just had to go to the apron of the track for some reason on that very lap. And that's all I got. Back to you.
Thanks, Andre. 5 laps to go. Mr. Miyagi has reassumed the lead here after Bigfoot's malfunction. And I'm looking at my intervals here to see what kind of... I could easily get punted out of the top 10 here if I mess up. which is not a big deal. Top 10 isn't like some golden standard I want to do, but... oh, wait a minute. Hang on. John Denver is in the lead. Mr. Miyagi is not in the lead right now. That is John Denver. We got a slow truck on the track. I don't know who that was. Chaos here late in the race. That was A-Tray. That was Alex Trebek for Chad Crow, the owner's champion, or the leader coming in to this race in the owner's championship points. That's a massive kick to the junk. Not sure what happened with A-Tray there. Yeah, I'm kind of holding up this line here. Trying to save 10 bucks. That's what you got to do.
2 laps to go. 2 to go.
It'll still be funny. I think I mentioned it earlier. It's still going to be funny if I forget to change my voice on the Andre things. Because I'm already getting risky with it by just doing it randomly in the middle of a run.
There's a white flag, big man.
Anyway, it's not like I'm really holding them up here. I was able to get away from them, and they're side by side back there. Excellent. A-Tray is going to finish P40 here. That's Alex Trebek. Mark Martin getting a sexy finish here going into Daytona. I keep on calling it Talladega. But not a DNF for Alex Trebek. He is coming back out onto the track. No reason to.
Thank God that's over. We'll regroup. Go back to the drawing board.
What are you talking about?
All right, boys. Hell of a finish.
I finished P4. I got to fix that call out. Dumbass. Let's take a look at these results. Heartbreak for Dumb Man Low. Bigfoot had that pit stop there late in the race, and I wasn't even paying attention. And of course, you heard me. John Denver ended up winning this race when I thought it was Miyagi. Leave it to PBS Sports for not showing the pass for the lead there. But I'm pretty sure when you saw Bigfoot go down, you saw John Denver already in the lead. Not sure exactly when that happened. Might have happened coming off a pit road somewhere. I'm not sure. But congratulations to RFY Racing there, with John Denver getting the win. Bryce just couldn't pull it out with Miyagi. How about McGruber there? B Spinney finishing P3. And Hank Hill. We're going to take a look at Hank Hill and John Denver coming up. Phil Siborowski there owns the Hank Hill truck. Over on the right, Bob Vila again. That's Chad Crow, and I have Chad Crow circled there with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we'll discuss why I circled those. Going to the back half of the standings here, nothing sticks out. Joe Dirt finished P24. John Wilkes Booth, he's becoming a field filler. Sorry to say, R.A. Kaiser. You know, Edward Scissorhands is your boy now, and he finished P29 here. We'll be looking at the new standings here shortly. Albert Einstein, a few bad races in a row. The Michigan wreck, and then here, dropping 24 spots. And then over on the right, Newman. His top 10 streak goes away, and then circling back to Hank Hill. Hank Hill is the only driver right now with a top 10 streak, with 2 straight top 10s. That's it. All the other top 10 streaks are dead. Shows you how just the rarefied air of 5 consecutive top 10 streaks is from our season 1. And then going down the rest of the list, Godzilla, another back marker finish. Not exactly sure what happened here. I forgot to check. But also, he's at the bottom of the point standings there, Dumb Man Low. So, I mean, I'm not going to waste time on him. I hate to say that. I'm just trying to show everything, trying to show the leaders and everything. And you see, just, I don't know, that was bad. That was just horrible luck for Bigfoot. A tire went down or something. And Chad Crow, I'm not exactly sure where A-Tray was running before he had to pit. or disappeared onto pit road. But he ends up getting P40, so he'll be on the pole at Daytona, but it doesn't really matter where you start at Daytona. And also, during the later stage of the race, I mentioned, oh, there's someone else on pit road. That was Bigfoot. That was still Bigfoot on pit road. That wasn't another truck that had pitted, so. And then checking out the bonus points here, Mr. Miyagi gets that extra point for leading the most laps. And you just don't know how these points add up in the Owners' Championship now. And Wednesday Addams with a sneaky 5 laps led. I think that's because she was the last. I noticed she was the last truck to pit a few times. Just, you know, staggering down on the pit road later than everyone. So that's probably where she led those laps. And then the 3 fastest laps of the race: Hulk Hogan, Daenerys Targaryen, and Cardi B. And let's take a look at these points now with 11 races remaining. Joe Dirt barely holding on to the lead, and you see John Denver, the highest he's been. A huge win here at Kansas, and he has the chance to really change his season coming up at Daytona. Bob Vila up there, Edward Scissorhands up there, Alex Trebek takes a drop. I'm right there now. I'm right in the mix. Just huge that Walker Texas Ranger has dropped off here, and of course there he is. And then Julius Caesar, Dwight Schrute hanging on, Randy Savage. He's just lurks in the weeds. Sometimes sneaking into the top 10, sometimes not. And yeah, again, sorry to say, if you're over in 11 through 20 or 11 through 40, go to hell right now. Because, I mean, there's nothing we can talk about. But again, I will talk about Hank Hill. P15 there in the points, a strong Daytona, and we're going to see his stupid face in the top 10 after Daytona, which is it's pretty crazy considering he was just in the garbage can for most of this season. And why do I keep on talking about Hank Hill? It's because he is pretty much single-handedly brought Phil Siborowski up to Chad Crow in the Owners' Championship standings. It probably wouldn't look this bad if Alex Trebek hadn't DNF'd or, like I said, disappeared on the track there. RFY making a move with John Denver getting the win here. R.A. Kaiser being buoyed by Edward Scissorhands. McGruber with a sneaky good finish here for B. Spinney. Ron Guay has Joe Dirt. Dumb Lowe is just, he's got his trucks hooked up except for that flat tire. He could have had 2 straight wins here. Bryce, I don't know. Let's just hope for Bryce that Turd Ferguson makes a charge. Miyagi had a great run here, but let's hope Turd Ferguson does something. Rod Woodson's just whatever. Campbell Racing, I don't know what's going on there. Darth Vader seems like the new car. I think we've gone 2 races in a row now without a DNF from Darth Vader, so progress. Jacob Indiana, the Darlings, early in the season with Oscar the Grouch. He's not in the top 10 anymore, and they're down there in the Owners' Championship. And Matt Geiger has Walker Texas Ranger, but his other 2 trucks are filth, are garbage, and that shows in the standings there. So that does it. We are out of here. We are out of Kansas. We're heading to Daytona next, as I mentioned like 30 times this video, and then we're hitting up Indianapolis, and then these are all next week. Daytona, Indianapolis, and then the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, which I'm gonna look into having that be some fun road course racing. Then Richmond, Darlington, Bristol. I'm making a note to throw up the schedule during Daytona sometime. But that's it for me. Signing off. And I could have scripted that better. So for Andre the Giant, this is Steve, I guess, signing off from PBS Sports, and we'll see you at Daytona. Thanks for watching.